What's going on, everyone? It's APOC, your favorite host and jealous hater, and welcome to the channel. Alright, so just to get right to it, there's this ex-family vlogger named Hi, I'm Haley, who uploaded a video quite a while ago and some other people covered it. I just never got to it. But today we're going to dive in deep with the dark side of family vlogging, why I quit after 10 years, my experience, where Haley talks about the dangers of family vlogging. And I know there are some out there who deny this to the bitter end, even though people like Haley come out and say it themselves. But hey, you know, you can't help stupid. Alright, let's get it.
Now, this video has taken forever for me to get up. I have probably recorded this a total of 5 or 6 times.
You know what's so comical about her saying that she recorded it 5 or 6 times? Is that every single family vlogger says that. But here's the thing. I actually believe her rather than Jordan Cheyenne or whoever else, because it's always followed up by a bull apology video or whatever. But that's not what this is. She just wants to make sure that people understand the dangers of family vlogging, and you gotta give her credit, man.
Each time I felt like I could not get it right, I left out information that I thought was really valuable.
And I actually really appreciate that, because again, it's not the same context as, oh guys, I filmed this so many times because I was crying and whatever. She actually wants us to understand from her perspective and what goes on behind the scenes of family vlogging.
So if you guys follow me on Instagram, as you may already know, I've made the decision to stop YouTube. I do know that some of you guys have been with me since the very beginning. This might make you feel some type of way of finding out that I will no longer be making content, especially with my children.
And if anybody has a problem with that, you're weird. You know, because kids deserve their privacy. Kids deserve to have a childhood without a camera shoved in their face.
Kind of hoping that this video will shed some light on family vlogging in general and just YouTube as a whole, and why it's not necessarily a safe space for children to be exposed to 24/7.
The internet is not a safe place for children. I don't know what the hell changed within the last 20 years or so, but when I was a child, when I was growing up, we were told to be careful online, not to talk to weirdos. And now all that's kind of gone out the window. I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. What happened to not talking to strangers? I don't understand. Because there's family vloggers out here calling pita breads, you know, weirdos online, family members. Some of those people who call us jealous haters and say that we're envious and whatever other garbage are not just little fetuses who don't understand what's going on, or just fans. Some of those people in that group are people who want to harm children or look at children in inappropriate ways. They are in there, and there's a lot of them. And if anyone denies that, you're fucking delusional.
When I first started my channel, I was only 15 years old.
15, man, that's young.
Got pregnant really, really young. I had my daughter at 16.
I didn't even realize that she was a teen mom.
At the time, nobody I knew was going through the similar situation. So I ended up looking online.
And you know, that's why I've noticed from a lot of these teen moms, they always go online to find people that can relate to them. Because it's easier. Because around you, not a lot of people are doing the same things or going through the same things.
For anything, just something to make me feel better about the situation that I was in.
Yeah, see right there.
Total of 3 teen mom YouTube channels. This was back when daily vlogging, family vlogging, it was just starting out.
Oh, so is she talking about the 2015, 2016 era? I mean, obviously there were vloggers beforehand like Just Fam, but in 2015 and 2016, that's when the big boom happened to family vlogging. There were so many family vloggers coming out at that point. I think even the Ace family started at that point, man. All of them started their channels around the same time.
The Shaytards had just started vlogging around the time I started my channel.
Oh, if she's talking about the Shaytards, and it may have been before 2016, 2015. I don't know how old she is, so I don't really know the dates, you know? But like I said, she's talking about the Shaytards. I mean, those were the first daily vloggers, I think. And they're definitely YouTuber, family vlogger OGs.
Now, I was homeschooled due to an injury I got at school. I didn't have a life outside of home once I got pregnant because my typical crowd of friends I couldn't hang out with anymore. So I was alone and isolated, whereas I used YouTube to kind of branch out and find a community I could fit into.
And you know, that makes sense because she's alone, right? She had her injury. All her friends are moving on with their lives, and she's kind of by herself and felt lonely. That's understandable to go online to find people that can relate to you, and not just that, find a community of people that you can talk to because you're alone. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, you know, the child exploitation stuff is what went wrong, but you know, it's okay because she learned from her mistake and she grew from it, and I think that she's becoming a pretty cool girl.
My channel began. At that point in time, it was just something to pass the time. And I know this is the cliche answer, but for memories as well. My memory is absolute crap. So it's been really special to have these memories to look back on.
Again, memories can always be, you know, like not public, but to her credit, she was like way younger. So, and a lot of the time we know it's bullshit, but because she's so honest here, I believe her. I know for a fact that there are some vloggers out there that started with good intentions, but you know, that's how hell was paved.
At the time, I didn't even know you could get paid. So honestly, getting paid was just icing on the cake.
So aside from memories, there's the whole getting paid thing. Here's the thing about that. You don't get paid right away. You have to meet certain like thresholds. And I don't know what it took online back then in order to get monetized on YouTube and become part of the YouTuber partner program. Right now, I believe it's like 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. And that's what I had to do to get on the partner program. But that's like only within the last like few years, I believe. I know somebody else who started on YouTube. He's a big YouTuber. When he first started, he had to get 10,000 subscribers in order to get on the YouTuber partner program. So you don't start off with money right away. You know, you would just eventually get paid. Like, I don't think I got paid on YouTube until I reached an entire year on my channel.
It used to be fun and a community. It's no longer that. YouTube has become a cesspool, just toxicity.
She's not lying about that, but Brittany Morrow said something similar, that like YouTube used to be her outlet, her place to go, but it's no longer that. But then why is she back online uploading vlogs with her children? But you know, it was toxic.
Literally a pissing contest of who can make the most money, who has the most views. And that comment is more so directed towards just all of YouTube as a whole.
Oh, and I agree, but that's also based like within communities. Cause like I'm not competing with like the beauty community, you know, it doesn't make sense. To be honest, I'm not really competing with anybody. I don't care. I'm just here to make videos, man. And expose child exploitation because I actually do care. But this shit does take time though, so please like the video and subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below. Leave a comment. I don't care what you say, just say like commenting for the algorithm. But like I said, Brittany Moore was saying something very similar to this. She even said that it was like a competition between family vloggers, or like she got jealous because they were getting views and she wasn't. I'm assuming it was like KK and Baby J or something.
I think over the past almost a decade on this platform, I was good about not sharing too much of the bad or the inappropriate things. I started this channel young, I was naive, and what to me was innocent wasn't innocent to everyone viewing.
And that's okay because you're young and naive. You don't know. You're ignorant to it. And that doesn't mean she's stupid. It just means she doesn't know. Legitimately, genuinely. But once she knew, she took steps to fix it. And that's what we want. If a lot of these vloggers did what she's doing, it would be okay. No, but instead they make their excuses and point the finger, and they always got to mention the jealous haters, the jealous losers, man. It's their fault.
Talk about some of the major issues here on YouTube, and when it comes to just filming, if not daily, your almost daily life, especially your children.
God, I can't stand it when people do the daily vlogs too. It's like, bro, give your kids a damn break already. Like, let them be children. Stop forcing them to be on camera so that you can get paid, so you can buy a bougie ass bag or a car.
Since I've been like heavily involved, there might have been more, but to my knowledge, there have been two major issues. The first one happened about—
Whoa, see? That's what I'm talking about, man. And yet there's goofies out there who denies these things, says these things don't happen, but they do.
About a year after I first started my channel, basically what was happening was videos of mommy vloggers whose kids, you know, say we're in a diaper, we're shirtless, we're in the bathtub, just things that you would think would be very, very innocent, but to a sick mind, it's not.
Right there. Oh, but APOC, these things don't happen. Yes, they f***ing do. She just said it did. And for all the weirdos out there who think that pita breads don't look at things like that, how do you know? That's one of the biggest things they look at. They look at things that are innocent, things that you would not think they would look at is what they are looking at. And if you don't think that pita breads are doing this on a bigger scale to all these vloggers, like I said, you're f***ing delusional, man.
These videos were starting to get saved to file playlists, and these playlists were getting spread around to others like candy.
God, that makes me sick, man. It's disgusting. It's just a child being potty trained or just running around in a diaper. you know, just normal things. Family vlogging as a whole has made it truly easier for these weirdos, these sick.
To my knowledge, there have been two major issues. The first one happened about a year after I first started my channel.
Only a year? Like with you? That's disgusting. And you know, that's not her fault. It's not her fault that there's a weirdo out there that would take her kid or somebody else's kid and put them on the website. That's not her fault because you can't control what other sick people are doing. But here's the thing. When you find these things out, what you should do is take your kids completely offline, and that's that. It's the end of that. No more family vlogging, whatever. Done. Change your content. But these vloggers don't do that. Again, Brittany Morrow found out some weirdo contacted her daughter on a video game, took her kid offline for like 2 weeks, still exploited them on TikTok, still exploited them on Instagram, just didn't post them on YouTube, took down all her videos. Then a couple weeks later, she uploaded them all again and then started family vlogging again. She does not care. And in my opinion, she's baiting, just like Just Fam. And if you don't like what I just said, then you can go kick rocks. I don't care. This is just proof that everything we have been saying is true.
Basically what was happening was videos of mommy vloggers whose kids, you know, say we're in a diaper, we're shirtless, we're in the bathtub, just things that you would think.
Oh, you mean normal things that kids just do? And it's being perverted for these freaks?
Would be very, very innocent, but to a sick mind, it's not.
Exactly. If you deny it, you're out of your mind.
These videos were starting to get saved to file playlists.
God, that's so disturbing, man.
And these playlists were getting spread around to others. This made a lot of content creators uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable just thinking about it.
And completely stepped back and away from YouTube.
I'm glad and good for them.
Channels made changes to do their best to avoid being put in that situation again.
Again, taking steps. Like, you don't have to leave YouTube. You just need to take steps to protect your children, man. That's literally all we're asking for. We just want your children to be protected. Stay materialistic or whatever. People aren't going to watch you for that. But just stick to that shit, man. Be unrelatable. But don't put your kids online like that.
And others just completely ignored it. And the second issue.
Gee, I wonder why. I don't know, maybe for the money? They want to make sure they have plenty of that for their bougie lifestyles.
And this is the whole reason why family channels lost their comments to begin with, and now their comments are either turned off completely or you have to approve them.
Like, a lot of people want to believe, and this has happened before too. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, especially when there's drama, like the OK Baby breakup. They made sure that their comments were off, right? But in other videos, their comments were turned off by YouTube because YouTube sometimes does it automatically. Sometimes the comments are on and off. I don't know. It's really weird how it works, but the creators do turn them off themselves sometimes. I think it just like flags it or something. I don't know. But point being is that YouTube turned off those comment sections, or like they flag them or whatever whenever it detects children or something like that. Maybe I should do a video on that on why the comment sections are gone. But pita breads were in the comment sections, like a lot of them were in the comment sections of these family channels, leaving timestamps in the comment sections for other pita breads to click on, where there was a kid running around in a diaper or being potty trained or whatever, normal things. But they were being timestamped for other pita breads to see. Disgusting, disturbing, horrible. I'm glad YouTube took steps to take that down, to fix that situation. There was also an active pita bread ring operating on YouTube publicly with no problem. It got taken down, but still these things exist, and it's gross. And the fact that there's people that deny it, even though there's undisputable proof, kind of makes me question what kind of person they are.
Basically, again, these children were being in videos or making videos, and again, they were completely innocent. But if you have a sick mind, it wasn't innocent. There were kids in like certain positions, in tubs, in diapers. Were actually time-stamping certain videos where certain inappropriate things were being shown.
See, right there, just said it. I didn't watch this video prior, but I just don't get it, man. How the hell do people not see an issue with this? Because no matter what, even if they're not a pita bread and you're just a fan and you're letting this skirt on by because they're your favorite family on YouTube, man, in my opinion, anybody who lets this slide like that, they may not be a pita bread, but they sure in hell enable pita breads. And that's on God too.
Now this ultimately created a wormhole. You got caught in this file sharing YouTube video, I don't even know how to explain it. But YouTube decided to crack down.
I'm so glad that YouTube cracked down on it, man. I didn't even know about that until recently.
Technology was taking off, just like basically everyone else. And I was always warned about the dangers of the internet. It's not new to me, but
I always knew about the dangers of the internet. But for some reason, like I said, it's gone out the window and people want to act like that there aren't dangerous people online. Maybe it's because the people who pretend that are actually the dangerous ones.
Whatever reason, that didn't register with teenage me. I was ignorant for a long time.
That's because she's naive, and she also was like with her community and she was alone, and so like maybe she let it slip and let it slide. That doesn't make her a bad person. She's young and just wanted to talk to people. It must be really hard being a teen parent while also dealing with all of that.
On this topic, because at one point I was obsessed with social media and amazed with how much money I was actually able to make just by getting 10 to 15 minutes of footage.
See right there, she made a lot of money doing a whole lot of nothing, just filming 10 to 15 minutes of her day, whatever, and made a lot of money. So just imagine all the vloggers who are bigger than her who got more views. How much money did they got? Just saying.
Currently, family channels are under fire, and it's rightfully so.
Damn right.
For a multitude of reasons. Families are taking serious moments, embarrassing moments, personal moments, and monetizing it.
Yeah, so just think about that for a second. If pita breads are going on these family channels and just looking up a kid running around in a diaper or potty training or whatever else, right? And they're taking that innocent moment or just something a kid does normally, and they're taking that and they're like perverting it and they're putting it on playlists or websites or whatever. They're doing all that with nothing. Just imagine what they do with embarrassing moments or personal and private moments that their own parents are putting online. Imagine. Well, don't imagine, because I don't want to, but I'm pretty sure you get where I'm going with this.
Now, when I make this video, I am by no means excusing myself. Now, when I am talking directly
accountability right there
towards YouTubers about what is wrong and what they are doing wrong, I am also directing it towards me. Let me make this clear.
See, I like that about her. That's accountability to the fullest right there. She's holding herself accountable in the video while exposing family vlogging and like other vloggers. Just can't help but respect it and respect her. But the point is that you make these mistakes and you learn and grow from it, and then you fix it. And that's what she did.
I put my daughter online. I monetized her life before she was even born. I shared a lot of personal details. I did get involved with the clickbait. I am 100% owning up to that. I acknowledge my mistakes, but that's also why I'm making this video, is because I've not only learned from my past, but because at one point I was a very popular YouTuber. I was very consumed with the social media life.
Yeah, and that happens a lot because your entire life becomes content. So whatever you do, you got to post up, you know what I mean? But I can't imagine focusing my content based around my entire life, because that's a whole lot of content, because you're making everything content. So I'm not shocked that she was consumed.
You know, I was friends with mostly everybody. I've gotten a lot of tips and advice over the years from other mommy vloggers and family channels. So I just feel like maybe, you know, somebody from the inside talking about this, it might have a little bit of importance.
It gives you credibility, man. It truly does. You were a mommy vlogger and you're talking about the dark side of family vlogging. You can't get more credible than that. I mean, I can make videos and I can expose things, and I make a good enough case people are going to believe what I say because I'm telling the truth. But her words when it comes to family vlogging will always hold more weight than mine, because she was an actual mommy vlogger doing these things.
I do want to say that when I talk about this, I am by no means excusing myself. I'm a piece of garbage for what I did. However,
damn, dude, that's hardcore. See, I don't even think she's a piece of garbage. I think she was young and dumb and didn't know any better. And I know the vloggers say that, but it's true though. She was 15 when she started her channel, I think, right? And then she was 16 when she got pregnant, and she was just really young and naive and really ignorant. But look, she grew up and look what she's doing. You can't be mad at her for it. And to be honest, she's just gonna beat herself up more than anyone else could. So there's literally no point in bashing her, especially since she's holding herself accountable.
In the beginning, it wasn't like that. So a lot of the content that is being created that are centered around children are a lot of the embarrassing and I just feel like inappropriate moments.
Yeah, absolutely.
For example, periods. These young...
Oh man, that's one thing that makes me mad, is when family vloggers put up period vlogs like the Weast Life. Bro, That's gonna get me heated. And then there was the Yaoi vlogs, and I covered that a while ago. But they were like straight on exploiting their daughter's period. It was horrendous. It was heinous. It was disgusting. The fact that they did that, man, it's just evil to me, you know? And then Jess Fam hasn't done it yet. Bet you she will, though. Bet you she will. And she's all about the money. But so far, all she's done, which is still a big deal, is only like insinuate that her eldest daughter had her period and she's using it as clickbait while actively knowing that she's baiting pita breads online.
Teenage girls who are growing up on these family channels, they don't have privacy.
Nope, not 1 ounce of privacy.
And think about it. It's an already embarrassing situation.
Yeah, exactly. That only like not even the whole household should be dealing with. It should be like the daughter and the mother and even the dad, you know? And like, that's it. Or if the sister's involved too, sure, fine. But stay with that and don't put it online. I don't know. And of course, there's goons out there with little fetus brains that will say, well, APOC, what if they want to know about periods? Yeah, well, you shouldn't be learning about periods from randoms online. You should be learning it from your mother or your sisters. Or, hey, if you don't have any of that, even your dad, but not a vlog mom. That doesn't make any sense. Learn it from people within your own life.
They have to reenact out for the vlog for that clickable content. At least I hope it's reenacted. For these kids, it's very possible that it makes it harder to say no when it comes to what's being shared.
They don't have any choice. Most of these vlog kids are born into it and they think it's normal. They think sharing all these things is normal. And they don't understand the grand scope of everything. They don't understand the internet and how many people are watching. But guess what? Once they do, they want to pull away. I mean, that's what Jess Fam's saying. Jess Fam's claiming that as her kids are getting older, some of them are pulling away from the camera. So she's literally admitting that her kids couldn't consent to being on camera, and she put them on anyways. Oh, APOC, but Jess is respecting them now. No, she's not respecting them. And if she is, it's only because she has to now. She didn't respect them before, though, let me tell you.
They say no, they miss out on providing content. And with this particular topic, they miss out on very clickable content.
Yep.
Another thing that ties in with the period thing that I just find inappropriate is the first time bra shopping.
Oh, God, I hate that shit too, man. Why are you showing your 13-year-old daughter or so, I think I've seen the Weiss Live do this one, and showing first-time bra shopping hauls? Like, why? That does not need to be online. It serves no value. It literally does not. It is literally just pita bread bait. That's all it is. There's nothing else to it, man. Nothing.
I don't think I need to explain why that's inappropriate. Just why are you watching a preteen look for bras?
Like I just said, serves no value at all. No value. There's nothing you can learn from it.
Where does the line get drawn?
There is no line with family vlogging. There is no line. Everything is content. But there are no lines. There are no boundaries, man. And originally I thought there was. I didn't think that these vloggers would take things to this like extreme. I didn't think so. But then Karen Swan, the filth from Florida, faked miscarriages and infertility, which is just appalling, especially me as a father who's actually lost a son. She faked it. And then Jess Fam films her grandmother dying in the process of it, and then films the reaction to her kids crying. Make sure she has all the angles and right, looks at the camera, that they're all sitting on the couch crying and sobbing, and then she takes the camera and shoves it in her eldest daughter's face while she's crying about her dead grandmother. There are no limits, and I'm sick of these people, man.
Birds and the Bees talk also seems to be something that is common now that these YouTube kids are getting older.
I haven't seen those, but I've heard about them. Talking about the birds and the bees to your young child online. That's a private conversation and you're making it public.
More things that are inappropriate to use with children, and I think a lot of you guys can agree with this. Using the children's injuries for clickable content.
The parent's concern isn't directly on the child making sure they're okay. No, it's making sure that they're filming every angle and every moment while their kid's hurt, not focusing on their injured child. These people can't even take their kids to the doctors without trying to make it content. Why? Make sure your kid's okay first. Look, I've said this before, that, you know, if your kid gets hurt and you want to explain to it on the internet, that's one thing. Like, you deal with it, you make sure your kid's okay, they got their cast, they went to the doctors, they're fine, whatever, right? And then later on, you come back and you have a sitting down, even with your child, like, that's one thing too, you know? It's different filming it in the moment and just filming it later, like a sit-down story time video, you know? I don't know. I still don't think it's okay with children, but if you're gonna do it, this is how it could be done. You can just be sitting on the bed with your child, talking about what happened. Or as I would prefer, by yourself, just talking about it. And then you can still do your thing as long as you're not exploiting your child. You're just talking about it. Again, there's a big difference with in the moment and just doing like a story time. Just at least do it like that, man, because all you're looking like is a piece of shit.
Now, I am 100% guilty of this. I am not going to sit here and say shame on you all when I am the same one who did it.
Can't hold her accountable when she's doing it to herself, you know? Like I said, we can't be mad when she's calling herself out. Like, this is high tier accountability.
A while back, I went on like an Instagram rant, because I will do that occasionally, and I basically posted how YouTube moms love when their kids get hurt because that makes it clickable content.
She's not wrong, man. She's not.
That sounds bad, and obviously they're not sitting there praying that their child gets hurt every day.
I don't know, man. I don't doubt vloggers anymore. You know what I mean? Now, they might not sit there and think like, oh, I really want my child to get hurt today so I can film it and make money. But then when their child actually gets hurt, they just take out the camera and they're like, oh, I can make money. So they do kind of already do that. They're not sitting and waiting for it. But when it happens, they have the camera ready to go.
Not saying that. I'm not saying they're monsters in any way.
They're monsters. Absolutely.
However, when something bad does happen, that's clickable content right there. That is something that is going to get you a lot of money. Also, depending on how long the video is, how many ads are in place.
Yeah, all those things matter.
My video, actually, it's one of my most viewed videos. It is at 6 million views, and it is Hazel's 3-day hospital stay. That was...
Oh boy, that's not a good one. That's not a good one, Haley. Over 6 million views? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of clout too.
Not only my most viewed video, but that was also the video where I made the most money on. I made over 10 grand on that video.
See, 6 million. She made over 10 grand on a video that was over 6 million. I don't think people realize, man, how much money these people can have.
Because Hazel had an asthma attack and needed to stay overnight at the hospital. Now, I want to remind everybody that YouTube is a business. YouTube is how their parents make an income. So obviously, the more dramatic the title is, the more dramatic the thumbnail is, the more clicks you're gonna get, the more clicks you're gonna get, the more money you're gonna make. Now,
yeah, absolutely. Titles and thumbnails matter. And it's not even just based in family vlogging. It matters in like everything. Every single video that I post, I always calculate the title and the thumbnail because I want it to get clicks. I want to make money off of it. This is work. This is effort. I get that. But I'm also not exploiting children. I'm calling out people who exploit their children.
My excuse for Hazel's emergency room visit, and this is what I told myself over and over again with filming it. Well, Hazel was already okay. You know, she was already in the hospital bed. She was safe. I didn't take out my camera and start filming her turning like blue and purple in the face like she was. She was in the hospital. She was stabilized.
So she was telling herself this while all of this was going on. So she felt some kind of way when all of this was like going down. And this is what she was telling herself to like get her through it.
She was safe and in a safe environment. And to me, that was like, okay, then that's okay. She's not in distress. She's actually having the time of her life playing Xbox. So that was my thought at the time. Obviously, I did use a picture to try to draw in the most clicks, and I would say it was very successful. 6 million views is quite a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot, making 10K.
Also, not blaming these parents. Kids, especially little ones, get hurt all the time. However, I think they need to be consoled and not filmed while they're in pain and distress.
So if you're like a family vlogger, right, and your kid gets hurt, even if you're like just filming, you know, put down the camera, console your child, and then get back to it later after the child's okay, and then cut that part out of the video. You can even throw up a caption saying that like, oh, our child got hurt, we had to step away from the camera for a bit, and now it's going to transition to the next thing. And then you can even like talk about like what happened. Like, that's okay. But that's not what they do. They just film the whole fucking thing.
Obviously, I think we can agree that privacy is a huge issue when it comes to these children's lives.
Oh yeah, they don't have any privacy. Their parents literally strip it away from them.
Their lives become all about the vlog. And you want to know how I know that? Because their parents' lives become all about the vlog.
Like Jordan Cheyenne, before her ass got canceled, her and her son got like a new puppy, and they took it to the vet, and it had parvo. The puppy was sick, and she stepped out of the vet to film in her car, and that's like what the clip of her that got her canceled, because it was like horrible, but that's like a whole other story. I made a couple videos on it. Go watch it over there. But point being is that she didn't take the moment for her and her son to deal with the sick puppy. No, she was trying to turn it into content. content.
If they aren't getting a camera shoved in their face, there are security cameras throughout the entire house constantly being recorded as well.
Yeah, rumor has it that Just Fam has a camera in every single room in her home aside from the bathroom, but you know, wouldn't doubt if it was in there too.
If there is an embarrassing moment, if there is a scary moment, if there is an emotional moment, there is always an opportunity of it being captured. There's always an opportunity of cashing out on it.
When something happens with a child, embarrassing or some kind of like personal moment, or the kid gets hurt, the vlog parent or parents automatically go to content. They will automatically whip out the camera and film it with no regard towards their child whatsoever.
Your life becomes all about the vlog. There is no separation between your life and your public life.
Nope, not one lick of separation.
Kids are basically forced to perform to a certain extent.
And we'll go back to Jordan Chan. She literally said that when mommy whipped out the vlog camera, that he would perform for her.
Their life is always on camera. Another issue with family vlogging, once you keep vlogging your daily or almost your daily life, you literally give your followers a blueprint of your day-to-day life.
Finally, somebody says it. I know a lot of us say it, but a vlog mom, an ex-vlog mom is saying it, that they give a blueprint to their life. They do. Shit, dude, they give a blueprint to their home.
They know your everyday schedule. They know when you're going to be out of the house. They know when you're going on vacation. For some people, they know where they're going on vacation.
Yep, and then guess what? When their privacy gets invaded, they bitch and moan.
They have house tours and apartment tours, giving a layout of their home, basically.
KK and Baby J literally showed where all their security cameras were and how they worked.
Showing intruders points of entry and exit on how to get to the children's room.
Just Fam literally said on her vlog that her kids go to the park alone with GPS watches on their wrist.
Myself, I'm very guilty of this. I took down all of my tours. I didn't even realize the extent of how dangerous that was.
But when she did, she took them down.
And with this coming move in October, I will definitely not be showing the layout of my home whatsoever.
This is protecting your children. This is not giving any weirdos any sort of a chance to getting near your children.
You don't think you're sharing a lot, especially when the videos are like 10 to 20 minutes long, but over a period of time, over X amount of days, weeks, months, you are literally giving everybody details about your whole life, your kid's whole life, your family's whole life.
Yeah, you know when all the vloggers say, yeah, well, you guys only see 15 to 20 minutes of our day. Yeah, but people see it just about every single day, and they've seen it for years and years and years. If you don't think people can know you or know your schedule or find out where you live, then you're out of your mind. Which it's messed up because it's their fault it even happened.
Really start to think about it, the more uncomfortable you start to feel. I am super obsessed with like Law and Order SVU, Criminal Minds, so we'll just say I'm an expert with this. A kidnapper wants to get you, they're gonna get you, and it's gonna be super easy with the blueprints.
Bro, this is a perfect example. Hua from KK and Baby J. He used to steal things, break into people's cars and steal their shit. Well, he never said they broke into a car. He said that he would go into unlocked cars. There's people who left their cars unlocked and Hua took advantage of them. But when it comes to like predators and they want to like take a child, they will go the most easiest route possible. I saw this clip on TikTok the other day of this pita bread who was talking about how he would groom children, and he went into specific detail on the things that he would capitalize on and things that he would avoid. If a predator wants to get close to these vlog kids, all they gotta do is watch the vlogs and find that information. That's how that one weirdo found Brittany Morrow's child online.
Now, all opinions set aside, I think we can all agree that that idea alone is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible to think about.
I think what I want you to take away from this video is a new way to look at things, give you guys a totally new perspective. One, kids should never be the center of your business.
No, they should never be the center, and that's the problem. Like, again, if they were like in the background, I'm on the fence about it now because I'm just like, this is just horrible, you know? But let's just say the kids are just in the background and the main focus is you, and there's nothing private or personal or embarrassing being put out that could possibly put the kids in danger or whatever. Fine. That's Gucci. Let's go with that. But they don't do that. They do everything but.
When it comes to family channels, that is the case. These kids carry the channel with what they do in their day-to-day lives.
Yeah, they like carry the channel. They are backpacking their own parents. And then the parents just claim that they work hard, but they don't. They exploit their children and don't even have any money to give their children, even though their children are the only reason why they have anything at all.
Titles, the thumbnails, the themes of these vlogs, almost all centered around the children. They carry the burden of needing to perform to help contribute financially when that's not their responsibility.
It is the parents' responsibility to take care of their children, not exploit them or bait them online.
Some could argue that kids want to be involved, and this may very well be the case. But these kids have been exposed to the camera since they were in their mom's wombs.
Yeah, so how else are they supposed to know any different? They've been exploited since pregnancy, had a camera shoved in their face since day one out the womb. They think it's normal, but then when they grow up, all of a sudden they want to pull back. Well, gee, I wonder why that is.
Cameras a normal, basically everyday thing, like a little mechanical pet. These kids know nothing outside of filming.
No, they don't. And you know, there is that one Reddit post where this person was claiming to be a family vlog kid, and it's Reddit, so who knows if it's true or not, but you never know, right? But they had a whole bunch of things to say, but one thing that stuck out to me was that they stated that they went on vacations, but they couldn't even enjoy the vacation because all it was photo shoots and, you know, documenting.
They are aware that this is their parents' job. The amount of content most family channels put out, these kids don't get a break.
No, they don't. Their life is content. There is no break for them, and they have no choice otherwise.
It has been a huge help when it comes to understanding the impact constantly filming can do to not only the parents, but especially the kids. Their lives are always recording. Their lives are always on show.
And when you think about it, let's talk about Cam and Fam, right? And she talked about like the dark side of family vlogging and what it did to her mental state and what it put her through. So if that happened to her, and if this happened to Haley and other people who've come out, if this affects adults like this, imagine what it's doing to children and what they're going to say when they get older.
Eventually, if not now, they're going to start to feel that financial burden that shouldn't be theirs to begin with.
Yeah. And the parents will put it on them too.
Not to mention the psychological damage that this is going to cause them.
Like I just said, some of these vlog kids are going to come out and speak out against their parents because they traumatize them.
From the outside, first glance, family vloggers seem perfect.
And it's all facade, it's all fake.
Everything seems so happy-go-lucky, and these viewers begun to idolize and envy YouTubers and hold them up to this untouchable pedestal.
Which nobody should ever do, because guess what? Once you start idolizing somebody, they will always end up disappointing you.
That they can do no wrong, and you all need to stop.
And that's why channels like mine exist, to expose it, because I see bullshit from miles away.
People who hold me up to this weird expectation as well. Knock it off. Social media is fake. Everything is fake.
That's true. Everything on social media is fake. There's so many fake people online. It's insane.
Stop comparing yourself to these super moms who have a maid to come to the house and clean, who have live-in nannies, the ones whose husbands stay at home with them.
You know, like Karen Swan, who pretends to be a regular mom but doesn't because she has 5 nannies.
You are on totally
and a stay-at-home dad. Qua.
different walks of life. Life isn't like that for majority of the population. And
No, it's a very small population. But with all these vloggers, it makes it seem like a big thing. But you got to understand, it's easier to find these things online because it's online. But in real life, I bet you don't know anybody like that, do you?
I'm in no way knocking this. When I get to the financial position, I will also be hiring a maid weekly. Life isn't a competition, but social media is. It has become the cesspool of toxicity with people who have huge egos. And can you blame them? You get told every single day how amazing and wonderful you are. I'm not exaggerating either.
You know, I've always said that YouTube is the hub for narcissists, just social media in general, because there's a lot of narcissists on here, and they're created through social media because people praise them, they idolize them, they lick their asses, they brown nose them, all of the above. It creates egos for these people, especially when they gain so much in so little time. They eventually think they're better than other people, or they were just always like that and it took money to bring that out. But still, it's either they change or they were already like that. They were just like filtered for a little bit.
An example, I would get so much praise that I would actually get up in the mornings and cook Hazel a hot breakfast. Doing something so simple, I get ass pats for. But naturally, you start to become arrogant with the amount of positive attention you're getting.
Yeah, you know, you should be making your kid a hot breakfast ready to go fill their belly up instead of cereal anytime and not get praised for it, because that's just what you're supposed to do. There's nothing wrong with some cereal here and there, but your kid should be eating like a full fucking meal. You know what I mean? Although I understand that's hard because my son right now doesn't want to eat anything, so it's like hard, you know? But she's right. You shouldn't be getting ass pats for things you should be doing.
This is just in general, not just towards family vloggers. So I guess my whole point of this video is the non-stop filming of these kids' lives, exposing their embarrassing moments like potty training, or their kids having an accident, exposing their personal and intimate moments like starting their period, bra shopping, breakups, exposing their vulnerable and emotional moments.
Yeah, stop all that now. Just stop doing it, man. It's just gross. And the fact that you have the capability of doing that kind of makes me want to puke.
Mourning the loss of a loved one, using their injured
Oh, I wonder who she's referring to with that one.
or distressed children in thumbnails. This cannot continue. I don't think these people are bad in any way.
I don't know. Again, when you continue with it and you become an adult and you're not stopping, then it kind of just means you are a bad person or a bad parent. I do believe that, absolutely.
I 100% know they love their kids, and like,
I've never said that they don't love their kids, but in my opinion, some of them love money more. Or, you know, even their egos love getting stroked.
you can't change my mind on that. But when money comes into play, the lines between what is right and what's wrong to share become blurred.
And that also proves that they will put money over their children, which in my opinion, that means that you care about money more than your children.
Thought process of what is acceptable to share is gone. And they're now thinking, what's going to get me the most views? What's going to help push my content to get in front of new viewers, to gain new subscribers? YouTube is a business.
It is funny though when you see channels do that. Like they try different things like changing up thumbnails and titles and maybe some different things like within their videos to try to appeal to new people to get new subscribers, and it's just pathetic.
Say milk what you can, make the money while your channel is still on the YouTube algorithm, but not at the expense of your kids.
Yeah, don't do that.
The whole ass community out there that wants to take down family channels.
Anti-family vlog community, baby. We out here.
Force a change in how things currently are and stop the exploitation of these kids who carry their parents' channels. And honestly, you have the numbers to make a difference.
Yeah, they really do, but they don't want to. They don't want to switch things up. They've had it easy for years. They don't want to change things because, well, they don't know how to, for one. And that would actually possibly take some work.
However, I don't see this change actually happening because you all would have to stop watching their content.
Exactly. And that's not going to happen. These people will always have stands. Weirdos.
Stop viewing, stop commenting, unsubscribe, unfollow on all platforms.
Which you all should do. Don't follow these people.
YouTube pays well for what it is, but all influencers will agree the big paychecks or the sponsorships.
Oh yeah. You can make a lot of money from YouTube, but boy, man, those sponsorships and brand deals, possibly tens of thousands of dollars each, depending on which one it is, but definitely thousands each.
Brands look at views from videos, Instagram stories, the amount of likes and comments each post gets. That's where the brands decide how much they're going to offer for.
Eventually it will change though because the views are tanking.
If you would just stop giving a fuck, their channels would take a hit. They will no longer be able to ignore it.
And I cannot wait for that day.
Now, with this all said, I'm not anti-kids on social media. I know some parents decide to not even share their pictures on their personal Facebook, and that's great, to each their own. But I do wholeheartedly agree that there needs to be some type of change made to better ensure that these kids are safe. Ignoring the problems won't make them go away.
Yes, ignoring the problems will not make them go away. They're just going to get worse. And that's why channels like mine exist. That's why the anti-family vlog community exists, is to call out bad behavior and to call out these people. I know that there's some hateful people within the community. I mean, that's just all communities in general, especially anti-communities. But a lot of us are here to protect these children, to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of. And we're trying to hold these people accountable because we're the only ones that will.
This is the end of Haley and Family, and it's so relieving to finally say this.
So she's excited to end her channel. Obviously, she changed her name to Hi, I'm Haley. It's becoming like more adult, which is cool, but instead of a family channel. And I'm digging some of her content that she put out. And you know, I'm glad that she ended up finding a different way to create content because you do not have to exploit your children in order to make money. Anyways, all you jealous haters, to conclude this video, well, let me know what you guys think down below because that was insane. I mean, this is just like everything we've been saying for the course of a couple of years now. And as bad as it is, it's still really good that she came out with this, held herself accountable, and exposed the bad side to family vlogging or content creation, social media, whatever, what have you. But it's always nice to have a mommy vlogger come out and speak out and say the same things we are, because it really solidifies everything that we've been saying. And so to all the people who still deny these things happen or that these things don't exist, you're just plain wrong. But let me know your thoughts down below. Like the video, guys. It helps me so much. Comment down below something. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.